Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and thanks for joining me. I'm Nancy Wallace-Laabs, a real estate investor, an author, speaker, coach, and I'm here to talk to you today about how to get some of your time back, how to stop drowning in your day-to-day activities. So let me ask you this, are you feeling a little bit down in the dumps today? Do you feel like you could work 80 plus hours every week and you still can't get it all done? I know exactly how you feel. So are you putting off time from your family, from going on vacation, because you just have that one more task that has to be done and you're the only one that can do it and you're responsible, business entrepreneur. So is your business in a spot where you would like to hire someone to help, but you just don't feel like you have the time to stop and do what you need to do to hire someone? Or maybe your budget just doesn't allow you to hire someone to help you in your business. Well, I'm going to show you how I found the time and the money. So I know how you feel. I have been there and I have struggled to find the time and the money to hire someone to help me grow my business, to design websites and things like that. And I know as a solo entrepreneur, I feel your pain. So I want to share a little strategy that I use to get some help when I need it. So I'm gonna give you a solution to this problem. And I really want you to, write back to me and let me know if you were able to put this into action and what your results were. So the benefits of the solution I'm going to talk about today is you get more of your time back, okay, which is going to increase your revenue because you'll have more time to work on your business, and you'll have the ability to put all those processes in place that you've been trying to get off of the ground, and you just run out of time or sometimes just steam. So here's a little story that I think will give you your problem a new light. So like you, I wear many hats. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm an author, I'm an investor, I'm a speaker, I'm a volunteer, house cleaner, laundress, driver, an organizer, and so much more. And I know you're relating to all of that right now. So how to make the time to hire someone when we are already busy? I mean, we do have to stop to make the time. Or where will we find the money to come from? Where will the money come from to pay for that extra help that's going to give us our time back? So I'm going to show you that too. So what is a solo entrepreneur to do? Because we're always short on time, short on money. So in a nutshell, what you're going to do is you're going to hire, and you're going to learn this from me today, how to hire a virtual assistant. So you know what? Probably one of the best things about virtual assistants is there's an abundance of them, okay? They have almost any skill set that you would need for any given task. And you know what I have found? If you really know how to look, you can negotiate the pay rates. You can pay based on the hour, you can cap the hours, you can pay by task. So there's a lot of different ways that you can negotiate hiring a virtual assistant. Now, I use virtual assistants in almost every aspect of my business. So to make cold calls, to manage my social media, to edit videos, to design fine graphics, to edit my blogs, to edit these videos, to do research for me, skip tracing, creating spreadsheets. If you need someone to, especially on social media, there's so many algorithms that you need to know and hashtags and all of that. When I host meetings, I have a virtual assistant that co-hosts with me. Bookkeeping, I actually have a virtual assistant that does all my bookkeeping. So there's no way that I could afford to hire 5 to 10 different people for all of those different tasks. And it would be almost impossible to find one person that could do all of that, right? Because as we all know, I want someone for a specific skill set to handle. So I can't imagine that, not that there's not probably bookkeepers that know how to do social media, but if you want your books to be done right, you want them to have time spending on the bookkeeping, not social media. So I'm going to share with you my strategy for finding and hiring the right virtual assistants. And it's very, very simple. So what you're going to do is you're not going to hire a virtual assistant. You're hiring for the task at hand. So that's it. It's that easy. So first you have to figure out what tasks that you need to have done. Now, I have a strategy and process for hiring for specific tasks. And once you figure this part out, half of the work is done. And you are just going to thank me so much for this one, few simple steps that you'll take. So finding the virtual assistant is not hard. You can Google on the topic and not several websites will pop up and agents will pop up, and you can go on Fiverr or Upwork or all the other sites. So the real skill that you need to develop is not in hiring the virtual assistant. The real skill you need is defining the task and the steps to complete the task. So it sounds simple, right? Making a foolproof task outlines the exact steps any VA would take to complete the task. But how do you do that? Well, first of all, let me tell you that, in my former career, I managed call centers for blood banks all over the country, right? And so I dealt a lot with human resources. I had to hire a lot of people and then train, right? Always training. So anyway, we came up with job aids. So we have tasks, each organization has set tasks. You have tasks for social media, you have tasks for calling people, skip tracing, and there's steps that you want to take to be able to complete that task. So there's 5 parts to a good job aid. And you can write these probably in your sleep because you know forwards and backwards how to do this because you're the one who's been doing it. So number 1, you have to have a purpose of the job aid. Like, what's the goal? Why should this task even be done? So if I'm trying to build a website, I want a functioning website. What does the VA need to be able to do the task? So do they need access to Excel? Do they need access to your domain name? Do they need, a black pen? What are the tools that they need? And you have to write that out, right? And then what is it that you want them to do? And this is the exact step-by-step, like 1, do this. Number 2, do this. You want to write out all of the step-by-step actions to perform the task and then complete the task. And then you need to say when to do this. That's number 4. So you have to say, okay, this is going to be done on a daily basis, or this is going to be done until the task is complete. So example, when I have VAs call, they're going to call every day from 9 a.m. to 11. They follow a script and the task is done when they've gone through the list or they've called for 2 hours. So then number 5 is the task is complete when, and then that should relate back to the purpose. So it's kind of all full circle. So when you hire for a task, right, then you can go and find the person because you're really looking for someone with that skill set. So now, Nancy, you're saying, okay, well, what about the money? Where am I going to find the money? So here's my experience. So what I've done is I've hired for projects, right? A website. Or if I have social media, I want someone on, and maybe I only want them to work, 2 hours a day. So the good thing about virtual assistants is there's a lot of virtual assistants to choose from, and with a lot of good skill sets, and they're affordable. So you can negotiate a price. You can just let them know this is your budget. What can you get for that? And you have to remember what your value is worth. Like, you're doing those day-to-day, drowning in the day-to-day activities. You don't have time to spend with your family. So, you're already doing that, right? So wouldn't it be great if you could offload those day-to-day tasks to someone that you can pay $8 an hour, or maybe you're going to pay them for a project, because the more time you give back to yourself, the more money that you're going to make. Now, if I were to give you an example of this, I've said many, many times, I'm not a techie person, right? And so if I had to design a website, I probably couldn't even do it in 40 hours, right? So let's just say the average VA gets $10 an hour, okay? So let's just say it would take me 40 hours. That's $400. But you know what? I hired a VA and they did it in 10, and I paid them $100. So my time is worth more than $10 an hour. However, I'm already trying to do that, and we all know that I would have taken longer than 40 hours, right? So they got it done in 10 hours, and it was exactly what I wanted. Now I write the content and I kind of design it out, but they find the graphics, they do everything, they link it up, it's working. So that's why it was important to me to spend $100, so you make it happen. You say, okay, how can this benefit me? And if you are someone, I'm sure that you're worth more than $10 an hour. Now, in the very beginning, I said that I cleaned house or something like that. Well, I actually have had a housekeeper for years. I do feel like that's one task that I don't want to be doing. I have to pick up and things like that. I still do laundry. But that's just one task. Now, I will say that when the day the cleaning folks come, I have to clean up the house to get ready for the cleaner. So I'm not sure how all that works, but I know it saves me time when I don't have to go in and do all the vacuuming and the scrubbing of the bathrooms and think of that. So think of hiring a virtual assistant as saving you time, which equates to saving you money. And that's what you can't get that back. So when you're trying to build your own website and you don't know how to do it, you're going here to watch a YouTube video, or you're asking somebody, and probably it's not going to work the way you want it to. So you have to ask the question, what is your time worth? And I know your time is worth more than $10. Your business deserves to have someone. If you're the CEO, CEOs make $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year. You're the CEO of your company. So you need to start learning to let go. And I can relate because I'm a bit of a control freak, but you need to let go of those tasks. And the other thing that will help you in your business, it will help you get organized. So I actually have a list of job aids, for every task that I do. So I just want to share with you how I go about finding a virtual assistant. So once I have my job aid written, I know exactly the skill set I need, right? So I want to thank you very much for watching my video today. Hey, do me a favor and give me a follow and a like. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really, really helps my business. And as a bonus today, what I wanted to offer you is if you would like copies for free of my some job aids that I have used, and some job descriptions I've used to find virtual assistants, just click that link below and they're yours for the taking. So thanks so much. And hey, I will see you next time.